All right. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good for Thursday. It's kind of making an upbeat post video today. I know the last couple times I'm complaining, an SPO1 is not improved, and but let's make this kind of an upbeat post because it's the middle of winter. Um, Winter sucks for me. I hate the winter. I always have hated the winter. Um, Even when I was a kid, I hated the winter. But now with Meniere's, I definitely hate the winter. You're trapped and all the cold fronts and all that crap, and it just can bring us all down. So let's talk about a happier or a happier thing. And a lot of people do think about getting cochlear implants. Okay, and I know I've talked about it before, but we're gonna do a little bit because I have noticed like big jumps in the last 2 weeks since they turned on all the electrodes and 16 electrodes in 121 channels. It's like leaps and bounds. I'm just so impressed. And it kind of does make me happy that I'm able to hear again on that side. But let's talk about cochlear implants in general first, a brief summary. A doctor will not do a cochlear implant if you have hearing in that ear. Okay? Also, they generally won't do it because insurance won't approve it if you've got some good hearing in this ear, in your other ear. In my case, when they first did my labyrinthectomy, they couldn't do the cochlear implant. Not because, because I didn't want it. I did want it. They couldn't do it because I had, at that point, 80% hearing in this ear. Okay? So I got a pair of cross hearing aids, which are okay, but you can't tell where the sound is coming from. So yeah, they won't. Normally, they won't do it. Things might have changed, but normally they won't do it, just for single-side deafness. You have to start losing hearing here before they will. Sometimes I know with Medicare that's the way it was with me, and Fallon Insurance. So, but if you get any hearing in this ear, if you get like 20%, 30% hearing, they're not going to do it because it's going to wipe out your whole hearing. Once they put that in there, it wipes it out. It doesn't improve. It doesn't improve the hearing that's in this ear. It wipes it out, and then you're using the implant here, to hear. So yeah, you got to talk to your doctor about it too. You can't just go into a doctor's office and say, "Oh, I'd like a cochlear implant, please," and they go, "Okay, get on the table." And it doesn't work that way. You got to go through evaluation and MRIs and CT scans. Plus, if you don't want to cover the cost of it, the insurance has to improve it. It's a long process. My friend Norm, right now, that I worked with him for 30 years, great guy. He's now getting a cochlear implant. He got evaluated January, and they're not doing the surgery till June. So, I mean, it takes a while. It's not something that happens overnight. They don't say, "Oh, we're going to do cochlear implant on you." Okay, great. And they do it 2 weeks from Sunday. And you got to order the implant, all the apps that come with it, all of the equipment that comes with it, the dryer, the TV tuners, whatever you want, Magic Mic. Oh, Roger Mic. I don't know why I call it Magic Mic. The Roger Mic. So it's everything. So it's a long process, and they don't just do it for, if you got, like I said, if you got 80% hearing in this ear, they're just going to tell you to get cross hearing aids. Really. So I had to go bilateral and start losing hearing. I got down to like 30% before they even said, "Okay, we'll do it." So that's the beginning part of it. But what I'm going to tell you is like they made the adjustments like 2 weeks ago, right? With the 16 channels, they opened up all 16, all in 122 channels, all 16 electrodes. And since they did that, in every day, it's better and better and better, hearing wise. It is just unbelievable. And even like I saw in a cochlear implant support group, how long does it take for the Mickey Mouse voice to stop? That's actually starting to stop for me now. Now voices are becoming more like voices, and less like Yeah, and as far as hearing all the, I don't hear that either. But words are becoming better. I'm able to use it with my phone now, whereas before I would always just put it on my phone on speaker so I could hear with this one. But now I'm able to talk through it and understand what the other person is saying. And yeah, it still sounds a little like Mickey Mouse, but I can now understand hearing people out of it now. The streaming, as long as I'm not watching a video football game, where they push in the background noise, I can actually hear the announcers. I can actually hear TV through it now. When my wife says something to me, even if she's right next to me, instead of hearing, I'm like, here, hi, honey, what are you doing, honey? What can I do this? Can I do that? Whatever she's asking. So it's getting better every day, and these are the things I tell you, and it's like that with everything with Meniere, and you have to work at it. It's not people like want this overnight thing and all this stuff, and it doesn't work that way, you know. The greatest thing now is everybody seems to be posting about it is, the Epsilon SPI 1005, which I did a video about earlier, but even today, on videos that I've made, I've got people asking me when is it coming out. I don't know when the hell it's coming out, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's in phase 3. Phase 3 is not over; it's in phase 3, or they are. It is over and they're starting phase 4, but they're really. There's no timetable for this to come out. I mean, in one post I saw today was that a woman was actually looked up what could help her. What could help her? Like I think it was. She looked up Epsilon and what is an alternative, and it gave her a list of things that she could try or use. And I thought that was a good idea. I thought that was a great post. Because see, so many people you're just sitting around waiting for this one thing to come through that you have no idea if it's ever going to pass at this point. They could say breakthrough this and speedway that. It doesn't mean anything. There's been a lot of drugs that were breakthrough, whatever, and fast track and all this, breakthrough track and all this stuff. Only like 6 months later to have it taken off the market because it was really hurting people. So we really don't know much about this, if it's going to actually work for everybody. And some people that have been taking it, that knew they were taking it, it did nothing for them. I mean, like I said before, it's one person, lady was telling us that she was one of 28 people that were getting the Epsilon drug. And by the time that portion of her trial ended, there was only 3 people that actually helped. It didn't help 25 people. So you can't hold on to one thing. You got to try different things, at least until it comes out, at least to get that function of life. Now, I'm extremely happy that I got my hearing back. Yeah, I had to have a surgery. Yeah, I had to do this. Yeah, I had to do that. But you know what? I would rather work at being functional now. Be able to hear now. Than wait another year or 2 years for a trial drug that's in trial right now and not know if it's going to work. Okay? And it's going to be expensive. It's not going to be covered by insurance probably right away. And if it is, it's going to be still expensive. Like I've said before, my Ozempic. Take Ozempic. Is once a month. You know how much it is cost for once a month? $3,000. If I didn't have insurance, I'd be paying not $3,000, $1,200. I'm sorry, $1,200. I'd be paying $1,200 a month for Ozempic if I didn't have insurance. So think about it. If they're not going to cover, who knows if they're even going to cover it? If they don't, it's going to be expensive. So try to get yourselves to a better point. Whether it's the help of hearing aids, I know cochlear implant can be a little extreme, but try to get yourself to that better plateau where you can function now and live a life instead of waiting for a pill that might not work. Then what are you going to do? Wait for the next one? Wait for the next one? And by that time, you're an old man or a woman. So you really look at getting functional and better today instead of waiting for the magic pill. And whether that's surgery or not, that's up to you. To me, the surgery's worked for me. For other people, gentamicin, like I saw a post today, someone, how was your life after gentamicin? And I know my friend Julianne had it done in 2003, and she has never had vertigo again since. But there are people like me who have had 5 shots, and it did absolutely nothing. And a little bit, helped a little bit, but it really did absolutely nothing. And in my case, it was because the medicine was being soaked up by my eardrum. My eardrum was like a sponge, so it was just soaking it up, really wasn't getting in all the way on this ear. So, but that's another thing. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others. A lot of people claim that beta histine works. Well, yeah, it works for them. It doesn't work for others. So do yourselves a favor. Try to get somewhat functional. Try to get yourself better. You'll be happier. Instead of waiting and having anxiety over a pill that you don't know if it's going to work or not. And I'm not saying I don't want it passed. I do. But it's just so many people are putting all their eggs in one basket that if it doesn't work for them, what are you going to do now? So on that note, I'll talk to you all later. Take care.